Today's discussion is going to be regarding condition of the property. And then by that I mean the actual physical dwelling itself. And what happens there a lot of times is that the county's not been on the property for 20, 30, 40 years. There's just not enough people at the staff level, at the county's assessor's office. I mean, there's the 300 some thousand dwellings in Multnomah County. About 25 people are involved in overseeing those as far as the assessment goes. So there's just a physical way they can go out and look at every property every year. It just doesn't happen. So they assign a quality to it. We talked about in an earlier reel about how the quality is assigned. Also, the important part is condition. So if the property is relatively new, let's say it was built last year, it would probably have an excellent condition assignment to it. From that, you drop down to good. Good would be something that has either been remodeled recently, most of it remodeled recently, and or excellent condition that maybe 5 or 7 or 10 years old. It's it's not brand new anymore, but it's not in bad shape either. You go from good to average plus. Once again, that's a judgment call. Average minus, then to fair and to poor. Poor homes typically are homes that need a whole lot of work. They've got deferred maintenance all over the place, a lot of aging, if you will, regarding the property. And so uh, those all have significant multipliers attached to them. So when I'm looking at the real market value, improvement value, if you will, on the property, and I have 3,000 square feet, it's a class six, and it's an average condition or average plus condition, that would all be multipliers to create the real market value for that particular property. I find a lot of times in these inspections that the condition is overstated, and the reason being is that they haven't been there in 30 years. So I find a lot of times if I can get an adjustment on the condition of the property from say good to average or good to average minus or average plus, if you will, that can be six-figure adjustments in some cases. So I can have $1 million home. They could have it listed as a class six with a good condition. I go out and look at the inspection with the county staff and go, hey guys, this really is a class five and it's an average condition. That probably be a $300,000 right there adjustment on the value, real market value. So a lot of times these adjustments are made without an appraisal involved, without a sale of property involved, without adjusting comparable sales to the property. As long as I can, justify or prove to the county assessor's office, hey, look, you guys got this wrong in your inventory. And a lot of times they know that. They know that. Their first thing is, well, it's mass appraisal. We haven't been here in 30 years. It's not our fault. Yeah, it's not their fault, but they're relying on a, system that is in their favor. That's why they do that. So why why kill the golden goose, if you know what I'm saying? So conditions are very important, and we also, along with condition, we have what's called a cost to cure method. So if you had things like a flood on your basement, on your bathroom flooded in your basement from upstairs, or you have things like natural things like trees falling into houses, that kind of stuff, we can file an appeal based upon a cost to cure. The house was $1 million before the tree hit it. It's not worth $1 million today because there's a hole in the roof and you can't use the kitchen. So it's worth what now? What's that value worth? And we actually petition the county to lower the value to reflect the current market value. When you do the repairs or improvements in the property, they bring it back up to the old improvement value, if you will. So you have a window there every year or two, whatever long it takes you to get the property corrected to go ahead and make that adjustment. So you can get a tax reduction, if you will, and a value reduction based upon that information. If you do have what they call an act of God, which is a flood and or the tree falling into the house and all that, it's better to act on that right away. There's a lot better statute law to support you than waiting 2 years. I get that phone call all the time. I just handled a couple of cases here just recently where stuff happened over a year and a half ago, and they want just calling me now. I should have probably got around to you a while ago. You should have, because I could have saved you money last year also. So it's very important that if you have an act of God in the property, take action on it as soon as you can. In Washington, I believe we do work in Washington also. I believe in Washington, the fire department, the fire trucks actually carry on board their trucks an act of God form for the assessor's office. So if you have a kitchen fire, the fire guys, when they get done putting the kitchen fire out, will hand you this form, go fill this out and send them the assessor's office, and they can make an adjustment on your value. Oregon's not that progressive. They should be, quite frankly. The assessors hide behind that. Well, we didn't know there's a fire out there. We don't read the fire reports, countywide. Um, I have a problem with that. I think they should. So anyway, just want to let you know that that is another piece of information you might enjoy or didn't know about, obviously, regarding property taxation in Oregon, and it does have a major impact on valuation.